Hello everyone, this is Endgame Arts with another boxing, another offline product game review. This is Crash Bandicoot 4. It's about time for the PlayStation 4, but being played and tested on my PlayStation 5. To jump right into it, this physical copy here is just the base vanilla version of the game, so the on-disc version is 1.0. Now sadly, there was a significant size update. This update size was 5.3 gigabytes big and will take you to version 1.05 since the time of this video. Now, all this update said was data changes. Not exactly entirely sure what they mean by that. But like always, I play all my games completely offline with an unregistered account, and I didn't experience any massive game-breaking bugs or issues. I did have some oddities and little hiccups here and there, but nothing that prevented me from progressing or completing the game. I did beat the campaign and try to do mini variations and stuff like that. I didn't 100% complete the game because pretty much all the Crash Bandicoot games are pretty much a long journey if you want to try to 100% complete them, and they're very challenging if you want to do that. I've never really shot out myself to finishing Crash Bandicoot games like that, but I still enjoy playing them, occasionally coming back to them. Never really was big on the 100% completing them, but I mean, I can see why some people really enjoy it, and I can see that the reward feeling of 100% completing the Crash Bandicoot games. And then Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time, is no different. Now, let's go ahead and talk about some of my oddities and experiences, but before then, I want to mention that I was still unlocking trophies with my unregistered account. Now, the first oddity is that there was this enemy that when you spin attack and you smack them away, they usually fly off the screen or hit another enemy or break a crate. This one spun and got stuck in the ground, and I tried it multiple times and it still kept happening with this particular enemy. It was this enemy that's like a wolf statue kind of thing, or dog statue, and you can only destroy them if you're using the purple mask spin attack. And when they smack them, they would get stuck in the ground and they were still a threat. You could still bump into them and die from them. And so that was an issue. That's the only one that really has anything to do with like enemies or anything like that. But that was one. I did have one cutscene where Crash Bandicoot himself was not in the scene. Coco Bandicoot was there, but Crash Bandicoot wasn't, and it made the conversation a little bit odd because it was with the let's say the mask of time, the female mask, where she like kisses Crash, and there's no Crash there. It's a very awkward scene because there was no character during that cutscene. That was the only one that happened for me in terms of the cutscene. In the road map, when you look into your next level, you want to pick the game's frame rate kind of dips a little bit. It does slow down. It's not like a slideshow, but you can notice a frame rate dipping when you're moving between each level in the road map selection. Not that big of a deal. It doesn't affect gameplay because it's just moving to the next level, but it's not worth it to point out. Now, one of the oddity ones that kind of affected gameplay a little bit, other than the enemy getting stuck, which it wasn't that big of a deal, just something to keep in mind on. I did have a bonus level where you have to jump on these crates to try to break all the crates and finish the bonus level. Some reason my character wouldn't double jump, and it was this specific little bonus area, and this specific area, my Crash Bandicoot would not double jump. I kept trying and repeating it, and he would never double jump. I even did different methods to get like further away from the box before I get near it, and then he would double jump. It was like anytime I got near this box, he would not double jump. It was weird. I still completed it, and it didn't prevented me from progressing, but it was still just an oddity. The other one is the purple mask spin attack. There's this mask you wear and it makes you like constantly spin. It's kind of like a spinning top, and you kind of hover as you float around. The game warns you that if you bounce off of TNT as the purple mask is spinning, the TNT instantly detonates and you just bounce off of it. This is the oddity part about it, is that sometimes when I bounced off with the purple mask, sometimes it didn't hurt me, sometimes it did. And it was so inconsistent, I really didn't know if it was me doing something wrong or something with the game. Not entirely sure. It may not actually be a bug, it's just me messing up. But there were times where it just, like, I bounced off of it and I got hit or died because I didn't have a Uka Uka mask. It was so inconsistent, it was just, I kind of tried to go out of my way to avoid having to bounce off of TNT boxes with the purple mask spinning. But there was one level where it was definitely required. I'm sure there's probably bonus levels that I haven't seen that more require it, where it was the very last level, and every time I was required to bounce off this TNT with the purple mask, it was so inconsistent. No joke, I died nearly 86 times with it because it never made sense to me. I started having to find trickery ways to bounce off these TNT boxes without using the purple mask, even though the game is expecting me to bounce off these TNT boxes with the purple mask. It was very hard. That was the only one. It was straight up irritating me, and I felt like maybe it's not a bug. Maybe it was just me doing something wrong, and I'm just not aware how you were supposed to solve that, and I wasn't doing it the right way. It's always possible. I mean, I'm not a perfect gamer. I'm not the best in the world. But, that was the only time I felt like irritating with the entire game, because a lot of people talk about how frustrating Crash Bandicoot can be in terms of beating it and trying to do all the challenges in the game. I've personally ran through the game and I really enjoyed myself. Maybe I'm just overly excited with the game. I just got off of playing a bunch of huge open worlds. It was nice to play a platformer game like this, and it was just a ton of fun. I had a smile on my face the entire time. And I was very skeptical with it, with Activision and stuff like that, and I was really skeptical with them recreating an all-new original Crash Bandicoot without using the Crash collection that they came out with, or kind of a blueprint. This was a whole new game. You could be able to play as Coco, Tawana, multiverse version, and then a Dango. I was really questionable how they were going to do it. They pleasantly surprised me. I was very surprised at how well the thing was written, how it was done, how it was progressed. Certain little awkward moments here and there in terms of how the cutscenes worked and stuff like that, but nothing big deal or anything like that. I was very concerned, because usually when it comes to these kinds of things, they always step over their bounds or do some weird thing, and I have a feeling that Activision was going feral, probably foaming at the mouth with the idea that this game you can actually get cosmetic outfits without having to pay some bonus pass or anything like that, or season pass. There's just outfits in the game you can unlock for the characters by just 100% completing levels and just doing stuff. So I can't see how, I don't know how Toys for Bob was able to convince the Activision to allow them to do that, because man, that does not sound like Activision to have cosmetic outfits that can be unlocked by just normal play without having some premium currency. So it was all very refreshing and a lot of fun, and I just really enjoyed myself. It's nothing really new here. It's still Crash Bandicoot. Still works the same way: double jump, spin, slide, and so on and so forth. You get to play as Crash, you get to play as Coco, which I love both of them to death. I was pleasantly surprised with the introduction of a, how do you say, badass version of Tawana. I hope I get her name. Tawana? Is it Tawana? I can't. Sorry if I'm getting the name wrong. I was very questionable with that character at first, when I first heard about that character, because, again, you gotta be very careful when they try to do these rewritten characters, and sometimes they go the wrong direction with them. But that one was a pleasantly surprised. Dango was actually really cool as well. The cutscenes and everything was all sweet and nice. I just really miss these kinds of games. Lately, we've just been getting nothing but these hyper-realistic graphic games, and everything has to be these multi-million-dollar budget games. And I can't imagine this game was anything like that. It was just straight up, have some fun, playful characters, very colorful and then friendly. Sure, there was challenge and it's approachable. The only thing that could probably was that the game has extra guys, and even though I had like 99 extra guys long before I even reached the final ending of the level, there were moments where I felt like things could probably have been a little bit more challenging, but in the end, I'd rather have a game easily pick up and played without being completely frustrated with the game. And there were still some challenging moments in the game. Maybe if I dedicated more time and tried to do all the special completion challenge, maybe my tone would completely be different. But like I said, I never really go out of my way with Crash Bandicoot games to 100% complete them. I just like playing them. I like occasionally coming back and just beating all the levels again. Spyro is a different subject. I love 100% completing Spyro games. It's very weird. But anyway, great game. Well worth your pickup. Sadly, there was still that massive update. Again, I did play the game completely offline with the unregistered account. I didn't experience anything that would prevent me progressing. There were oddities and moments that felt like maybe it probably needed some refinement. But overall, you still can play the game completely offline with an unregistered account, and there's nothing that's going to prevent you from fully enjoying the campaign and story and progression. Maybe there's some other bugs that I'm not aware of, considering the game has a 5 GB update, but I didn't experience it. So I highly recommend getting your collection still 100% playable offline. So like always, thank you all so much for watching, and I will try to provide links down in the description if you're instant copy, which I highly recommend. It's not perfect. It's just Crash Bandicoot with a sequel, and they play into that joke as well. Sure, there's little hiccups here and there, but that's no different than we've come to expect with AAA scene. And this was still really enjoyable, and I'm glad they sat down and played it. So again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next unboxing video. Bye-bye!